Rumor has it Black Panther Wakanda Forever needs to make $1 billion in order to break even the box office. Welcome back to Views with Hughes, your agenda for news. This is Jerome Hughes. And if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. So this is coming from Bounding Into Comments according to reports. It says rumor has it that Black Panther Wakanda Forever needs a box office total of $1 billion to break even. Okay, so it says here at the time of writing, Black Panther Wakanda Forever has been the #1 movie at the box office for the last 4 weeks, securing that title with a global box office total of $738 million US so far. I've reported this on this before. I got a lot of heat from y'all in the comments section as well. And is probably, remember, I've stated that they've also was making less money than Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, but a little more than what Thor Love and Thunder made, okay? So it's like, will it actually make $1 billion? Possibly, but it may take a long time, okay? It may take a long time. By that time, it's going to be long out of the #1 top spot, okay? That's if there's no new movies coming into theaters. So it also says here that, and while some have been quick to point to these earnings as the evidence that the Marvel Cinematic Universe's latest outing was a financial success, and alleged leak from the supposed Disney insider suggests that these results mean nothing in light of the film's massive price tag. In other words, budget. Okay, the budget to make the film, to promote it, so on and so forth. Okay, with a production budget of $250 million, Wakanda Forever is the third most expensive MCU film to date, tying Thor Love and Thunder and coming in behind Avengers Age of Ultron, which was $365 million, and Avengers Endgame $356 million. Okay, in light of the rule of thumb for estimating typical Hollywood marketing costs evolves simply doubling a given film's production budget, Wakanda Forever was assumed to have break even point of roughly $500 million. That's $500 million right there, okay? And also, if for ticket sales, you got to include the inflationary costs, okay? Because tickets now are more expensive than they were back when the first Black Panther movie came out, okay? So that possibly means that, you know, less people might have been going to the movies or so, or I won't say less people, but there's some people who wouldn't go due to the fact that the ticket sales or price for the tickets are a little higher, okay? But I could be wrong. However, it seems this mark may actually be much, much higher. So it says here, during a live stream held on the afternoon of December 9th, entertainment analysts WDW Pro and Valiant Renegade reported that, as per a supposed trusted source within Disney, the company was approaching a 1-to-1 spending ratio between the film's production budget and its actual marketing. In other words, Disney is closing in on having spent a total of $250 million spent marketing Wakanda Forever, thus bringing the film's full budget to $500 million. Applying the aforementioned simple calculation, and the film's budget clocks in closer to $1 billion. So it's doubtful that it's going to make $1 billion, because so far it's still making less than what Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness is making on the current track is on, in comparison to the movie. And we all know that Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness made at around at least a little over $900 million. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Okay, showing the fact that how many people are actually tuned into it, as well as the fact that, yes, I've even been to the different stores in my area, the Walmart stores. The sequel on films, action figures are still on the shelves. Matter of fact, it's starting to pile up in the clearance sections of the aisles. Okay, so it shows that, you know, this movie is making a lot of money, but it's not doing as good as they were hoping for it to do, as well as the fact that it's not doing good as the previous movie. Okay, so further, the source noted that Disney's licensing executives want the film to hit $950 million milestone at the worldwide box office, which is $900 million at worst, in order to allow them to run with the narrative that both Black Panther films perform with $1 billion range. In other words, they want this movie to do as well, if not better than the first one. So that way they can continue with the current narrative that they have with the ESG model. The insider also claimed that in order to pay for Wakanda Forever's bloated marketing campaigns, Disney pulled unused marketing funds originally allocated to recent animated flops Strange World and Pixar's Lightyear, which both bombed in the box office. Okay, so they went ahead and pulled the different marketing funds that were supposed to be used for those two movies to promote back Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So unfortunately, the House of Mouse, it looks like their gamble on Wakanda Forever may have failed. So in other words, whoever's in charge of the marketing department, as well as whoever's on the board of directors, all need to go if the company wants to succeed again. According to the insider, the act of moving money away from the company's animated projects, particularly the big budget Pixar film, was considered a major failure, as many within Disney now feel that the title of Hollywood's top animation studio is now up for grabs. Further, as explained by Valiant Renegade, based on the insider's information, Wakanda Forever could end up losing about $140 million, and if it doesn't hit the $1 billion milestone, which it might not. Okay, so I've thought about it, and I'm pretty sure that it's not going to happen, okay? Because of the fact that even though it was supposed to have done, good sales in the beginning and everything, over time it starts to decline, okay? And they may try to keep it in theaters for as long as possible, so that way they can go ahead and get at least closer to $1 billion, or at least to that $950 million mark, okay? But most likely it may not happen because of the fact that people are not talking about it, not interested. And they talked about it in the beginning of the first 2 weeks, but after that, we didn't hear anything else about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So last week, a separate rumor first reported by the Cosmic Circus claimed that Disney and Marvel were looking to change the release lineup of MCU Phases 5 and Phase 6 due to internal concerns over the abysmal quality of Phase 4. I've also talked about that before as well. Where it states as Phase 4 comes to a close, we've been informed of internal negative feedback of Phase 4 was handled regarding product distribution and quality. In other words, toys and merchandise sales were going to be horrible. Okay. So then we see to this end, the different sources reportedly told the outlet to expect shifts in release schedules for some projects, changes in media formats for others, and in the most extreme and unlikely of cases, a postponement of outright cancellation of a project that would not be suited towards the overall story of the multiverse saga. In other words, they're desperately trying to change Phases 5 and 6 of what they put out there at Comic-Con and everything, so to address the problems. There's only one problem that they got to address, and that's the fact that to take political biases out of these films and get back to what was done before, just to simply entertain the fans if you want to keep them or at least get them back. Okay, so this is pretty interesting, and it also talks about going into review with Phase 4, how Thor: Love and Thunder did, how poorly it was, and everything, so on and so forth. Okay, so basically, Marvel Studios has failed with Phase 4, with the exception of one movie, and that was Spider-Man: No Way Home. And I'm giving Sony that credit, because it's it really seemed like a Sony movie instead of a Marvel Studios movie, in my opinion at least, because they actually did it right. Unlike the rest of the Phase 4 movies, including Black Panther Wakanda Forever, you had people who went to see the movie who wanted to enjoy it, but they didn't, okay? We also saw that a number of people who didn't see it were the core audience for the first Black Panther movie. I'm not talking about the white men or anyone out there. I'm talking about Black men, their Black sons, even the older Black men and their, grandsons or even nephews, to bridge in that generational gap. Okay. But that didn't really happen. Now, some have seen it, but then most likely they didn't come back to see it again. Okay. Me, myself, I still haven't seen it. I don't make any plans to see it, simply because of the fact that with all that I saw in the trailers and stuff, didn't seem like it's the movie for me. Okay. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what went wrong. And also, if you enjoyed what I stated in the video, go ahead and add any additional comments or rants to in the comment section below of what I stated in the video. If you enjoy what I shared in the video, go ahead, subscribe and smash the like button and share it everywhere far around on social media. Also, if you enjoyed all the content I put out here, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.